President Trump calls meeting Pope Francis today the honor of a lifetime. The two leaders have often differed on approach and tactics, but today was about reconciliation, particularly in the wake of Monday's terrorist bombing in England. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts is traveling with the president and reports tonight from Brussels, Belgium. Good evening, John.
Brad, good evening to you. President Trump has made fighting ISIS and the terrorism it inspires a top priority in his meetings today with the Pope and with NATO leaders here in Brussels, Belgium. Tomorrow, he is seeking a broader coalition to defeat the menace of our time.
President Trump has been pushing NATO to become more relevant by taking on a greater counterterrorism mission. Monday's bombing in Manchester has thrust that mission to the top of the agenda.
When you see something like happened 2 days ago, you realize how important it is to win this fight. And we will win this fight. It's a horrible situation. What took place is horrible, unthinkable, but we will win 100%.
Belgium has an enormous problem with ISIS-inspired terrorism. 32 people were killed in the Brussels airport bombing in March of last year. The mastermind of the November 2015 Paris concert massacre had Belgian citizenship. At tomorrow's leaders' meeting, President Trump will again stress the critical importance of the military alliance going all in on the fight against ISIS.
NATO joining the ISIS coalition, we do think that would be a really important step for them to take. They've been an observer, but they've become more and more engaged, in the actual fight to defeat ISIS.
Terrorism was also front and center as President Trump met for the first time with Pope Francis at the Vatican today. The two leaders appeared to get past their sharp exchanges on Twitter and in public statements during last year's campaign, when the Pope suggested anyone who builds walls between people isn't Christian. Meeting later with Italy's Prime Minister Paolo Gentiloni, President Trump proclaimed the Papal Summit a rousing success.
He is something. He is really great. We had a fantastic meeting and we had a fantastic tour. It was really beautiful.
The president could use a boost from a successful foreign trip. A new Fox News poll shows that bad news back home has torpedoed his approval rating, now at a new low of just 40%, down 5 points from last month. So far, the president appears to have avoided any missteps. His visit with the Pope resulted in broad smiles and warm handshakes, the two leaders exchanging gifts. The Pope gave the president a bronze medallion of an olive branch and 3 of his writings, one about climate change. President Trump gifted 5 first edition volumes of Martin Luther King's writings and a sculpture from a Florida artist titled Rising Above, meant to evoke the promise of peace. As the president departed, it was clear the Pope had told him something that made a real impression. We still don't know what it is that the Pope told President Trump that he will never forget, but we are trying to find out. In other business back home, Fox News has been told that Senator Joe Lieberman can no longer be considered to head up the FBI in the wake of the James Comey departure. Lieberman is a partner at a law firm that President Trump has just retained to represent him in the special prosecutor investigation into Russia's influence in the U.S. election last year. Lieberman, I'm told by a senior White House official, is, quote, a non-starter. Brett?
John Roberts traveling with the president. John, thank you.